Hey, man, I'm here with Bose from Almost Kings Bose. Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you.
So thanks for taking the time with us here on Behind the Bands and the Marr Army Rock Show. So I've been telling all kinds of people about your band, and when I do it, I usually describe you as rap rock, but I don't know if that's really fair because you guys are a lot of everything. Talk about what you are.
We are a bipolar mess of music. Really,
That's pretty well put.
That's crazy. I rap and sing, and so we get the rap rock thing because if you rap and you have a guitar, you're automatically rap rock. But I wouldn't classify that. Maybe we've heard some crazy things, but it's just it's an eclectic group of people from all over that come together to make one kind of conglomerate of a mess.
It's one of the things I love about you guys is that you are so hard to describe, and it's funny because we just had this discussion. We saw Kid Rock this weekend, and I said one of the problems with Kid Rock is he can play country in front of a country crowd, he can play rap in front of a rap crowd, he can play metal, and yet some of the purists like look down their nose at him. Do you guys run into that, like when you play different venues with different genres?
We play so many different types of venues. We've played underground hip-hop rap battles to metal fest to reggae fest to everything, and we just played a country fest, and I thought we were going to get booed at every single one of them. And I walk on stage like we just played with the Lax and Moonshine Bandits. Everybody's wearing cowboy hats and cowboy boots, and I said I'm going to wear skinny red jeans just to make this, if they're not already uncomfortable, let's make this uncomfortable. And we sold out of all our merch.
That's
so
awesome.
It's eclectic. The thing about music is the cool thing is that it doesn't matter what style you are, as long as you're able to connect with the people, man, they vibe on it.
So the album Hear Me Out Now, like when you guys, I love that album because of what we're talking about. When you guys are writing, is it a mixture of what comes out first? Like do you start a rap first? Do you get a guitar riff first? Or like how does that come about with you guys?
Oh man, it's another mess. Half the choruses on the album, we were told to get a little more singy because I'm a rapper, I never was a singer, and then they said get more singing, so I started writing these singy choruses, and I said, guys, I don't know if this will work, and they said, no, that'll work, and so we used it. A lot of them were like that. I mean, sometimes they come up with the music first. I write a lot, so I'd say 90% of the stuff I write is probably crap, but 10% of it I give them a lot, so I feed them a lot of stuff, so they have a lot of stuff to pick there and be like, yeah, that's crap, we'll just use this other part. So a lot of it starts different ways.
Now you guys are a heavy touring band, and you guys work a lot, so I noticed you got some kind of cool things going on, because like you're doing 3 dates in South Carolina right after this, and you're doing a couple dates here in Maryland, and then talk a little bit about Operation Rockfest. That's going to be kind of cool too.
That is going to be bananas, man. It's a lot of bands on our level and bigger bands and all kinds. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be eye-opening to a lot of bands that maybe some people haven't seen before, that is going to just flip some wigs, man. I can't wait for it.
I know that you guys were pretty well received by the Shiprock crowd anytime that you've been exposed to them. So
yeah.
I know that I personally submitted your names as one of the ones I wanted to see on that ship. So
I would love to go. Even if I don't play, I just kind of want to go one time. If they give me enough days off to take a vacation, which I haven't had in years.
So, man, when I watch you guys time and time again, first of all, I don't see too many pictures of you where you're not like in midair. Like when the photographers and she's going to shoot you guys tonight, you're always in midair. So have there been any like jumping air fails or like tragic accidents?
Yeah, Danny falls off his bass head all the time. He jumps on top, or cab, jumps on top of his bass cab and jumps off and eats it sometimes. I've jumped off onto somebody, but I guess our stuff, I can't say it's choreographed, but I guess to an extent it has to be so that we don't hurt each other. So I always say, hey, listen, I'm going to jump straight back. So if you see me jumping, I'm not going to go to the right or left. I'm going straight back. So if you jump straight back with me, then we're going to look like idiots. And that's it, man. But it was just something, one of those things where we've all felt the same downbeat, and I'm hyper. So just get my hyperness out. It doesn't work for everybody. I've seen some bands that try to jump, and it doesn't really work for their style of music, but
it works for you guys.
It works for us.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do. You got to embrace your stupidity. And it works.
Now, I know, we talked about this last time I talked to you. You were the first unsigned band to play at the Grammys. And is there most people think you gotta get signed. Are there some advantages to being an unsigned band, and in some ways is that a plus for you guys?
Some ways. I mean, I've been in a signed band before, and there's a lot of limits, and you are controlled by what you can put out, what you can do. I could go home right now and write a song and release it, and no one's gonna tell me I can't, except for myself when I'm like, that's garbage. But other than that, man, being unsigned is amazing. Obviously, it's not the end all be all. We want to eventually be signed. We didn't at first. We were anti that, but there's gatekeepers in every game. Doesn't matter what business you're in. You could be in the car selling business. There's a gatekeeper to get to the next spot, and we've realized that we're at that spot, man. We gotta meet the gatekeeper, or we're just gonna stay where we're at. It's tough. Even the people like Macklemore, that everybody says, oh, that guy did it unsigned. Well, if you do your research, that guy had about $100,000 invested into him, and another $100,000, and he didn't get signed by the gatekeepers. He bought the gatekeepers, So nothing's independent, truly,
So I looked at your Facebook page today, and there's a great big banner that I'm excited about. It says new music in 2014. So what can you tell us?
Man, I don't know. Could you write it for me? There's no pressure, right?
No, if I could, I'd be on the other side of the mic.
Yeah, I'm excited as you are excited, because I don't even know what it is. I have a computer full of 150 songs that I don't know which one's going to get picked, or if any of them get picked, or we just write from scratch. I really like writing from scratch, honestly.
So is there anticipation that there will be a 2014 album?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's what I was shooting for there.
I hope. I don't know. If we get the right amount of funding and push and studio time, given time. You know how that goes. You got to do the time and mixing and all that stuff.
So the last time I talked to you, this stuck with us. We actually talked about this afterwards one time. You said when you guys were living up in Philly, just in passing when I was chatting with you casually, you talked to me about this workout regimen that your label put you on. And retell that a little bit, because that was kind of cool.
It was actually a management company. They were a development company. They basically took artists like all the way back from everybody to like Pink to the Fugees to all kinds of different people. They took bands that they thought could be next level, and they give them the mental and the physical ability to get there. So basically their development company. They took us to Philly, and we went up there, and we ate all day long, and we worked out all day long. We woke up at 8 o'clock. We started off the first day, we ran 2 miles, which I hadn't done in a long time. I thought I was gonna die. Did 100 push-ups. By the end of the whole entire 3 months, we were running 7 miles a day. We were doing 1,000 push-ups and 1,000 sit-ups.
Now, is that something normal?
Little body.
I mean, is that something normal that labels do to bands that we wouldn't know about that occurs?
I have not been lucky enough to be on a label that big, or been successful enough to know that that's what's supposed to happen, but it seems like it. Like, if you follow stars on Instagram, you see them working out in the gym. So yeah. I'm guessing there's something in there to do with that. And the first day they told us we would do that by the end of the trip, and I said no way. And it's all mental. It really is. And we did a spiritual thing. We didn't just do push-ups, sit-ups, and running. Everything was spiritual. We meditated. I never meditated. ADD will never let you meditate. And now looking back at it, I couldn't do any of those things right now. I can't run 2 miles right now. I can't do any of those things. So it just proves to yourself that you can do anything if you really have to.
So a while back you did a video, and talk a little bit about the significance of the song Our House and the meaning behind it.
It's just, man, I'm Atlanta to the fullest. I got it on my body. I got it everywhere. My family's from Atlanta. They're from all downtown. We've all been Falcons and Braves and Hawks and Thrashers when we had the Thrashers. Fans, it's something that I'll never see myself leaving Atlanta. I'll live and die there. And Our House was just a tribute to that. This is our house, and I go to Falcons games, and I hear them play these songs from bands that are from California and from somewhere else, and they have no idea, and they're just playing. And I said, man, we should write an anthem for our hometown, whether they use it or not. And we just wrote an anthem. And I started off, I did a hip-hop beat in my room, and then I recorded it, and I said, guys, what do you think about this? And then they made it a masterpiece, and it's been played in the Dome. It's been played at different places. It was going to get picked up by the Falcons, but they wanted us to completely, they got a little touchy. They wanted it to be completely about the Falcons. So I had a lot of Braves and Hawks and references in there, but they want it rewritten to solely be about the Falcons, and I just never did because I'm lazy.
Now, do you guys actually bring a sound guy with you on tour still? I know it seemed like for a while you kind of had one with you.
We did. We had 2 different guys. Tonight is actually the first show we've ever played in the last 4 years without our own sound guy.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens.
Well, it's a timely question. So I haven't seen a lot of bands do that. Is that because of the nature of the kind of music you are, or is it just that you guys are just concerned with what you sound like? I mean, because I've seen that go really wrong for some really good bands with using the house sound from time to time.
Little of both, man. Honestly, you have to have. I like to bring the same show to people. I don't want one place to have a better show than another place because you never know who's there or who can tell. One person could show up by themselves and they could have millions of friends, or they could have millions of dollars, So I like to give people the same thing. And not only that, but I rap and sing. And for a sound guy, like if you hear a singer, they got delay on their voice, they got reverb on their voice. It's nice and full, just like an album would be. It's warm. But if I'm up there singing and rapping, my voice has to be dry while I'm rapping, obviously, because it can't be delayed. And then when I sing, it needs to be melodic and singy. And sound guys don't know to do that. They don't know to give it a little beef. So it's just you got a dry feed all the way through. And that, for me personally, that hits home. But for the other guys, I mean, we have hip hop beats underneath our stuff that need to be in there. I'm saying? It's who we are. Like if you can't hear the hip hop beat, you don't know these guys are hip hop. You just think we're a rock band. It portrays exactly who we are better, I think.
Well, Bose, man, it's good talking to you again, man. You've been a pleasure to meet, man. I always like talking. I'm really excited to see you guys again. I'm really excited to see you guys down at Operation Rockfest. So
it's gonna be fun.
Good talking to you, man. Have a great show.
Thank you for having me, man.
Our pleasure.